Ryan, I'm always trying to figure out where we're going. I know you are as well. Where are we going as a country? Where's this going? Where's that going? I was thinking about it yesterday. I know this is really dark, but because I don't think there's going to be a limit to the depravity of blue states, as Republicans flee those states as they vote with their feet and leave, they just get bluer and bluer and bluer. So there's probably no limit to how low they can go. And I was thinking about things like legalized euthanasia for adults and kids. I was thinking about things like gun confiscation, and those things seem crazy, right? They seem out there, but are they that out there? And I'm not saying any of this stuff's going to happen tomorrow, but what's to stop it? If I told you that was 20 years from now going to be the law in California, would you argue with me?
Well, I think euthanasia may be legal in Massachusetts. I know they brought it to a vote. I don't know who it passed or not. Gun confiscation is much more difficult because of the Heller decision in the Supreme Court. When I was born, the year I was born, 1987, only one state was constitutional carry, and that was Vermont. And most states was a do not issue permit. And now not a single state is non-issue. And 28 states are constitutional carry, 29 states are constitutional carry, including all three states in the Northeast, Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. So I have a harder time to believe that than I do. Now, there may be more gun regulations, but I think gun confiscation would be very, very difficult. Euthanasia, I could totally see, because I think the depravity is real. And I think that ultimately, a lot of the conversation around abortion that I hear from people who are pro-choice is not that they want an abortion, it's that they don't want to pay for someone else's baby. And I think that the idea of I don't want to pay for someone else who is going to be a strain on the system. I think that kind of mentality is very toxic, but I could see definitely going somewhere in this country.
Okay, Ryan, where are we going as a country then? It looks like we're very much balkanizing. That's what it looks like. And I don't know that that can be reversed. It would be nice if it could be, but that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's so funny because in these European countries like Denmark, right? Denmark has a socialist government right now that believes that they should reduce the overall numbers of immigrants in their country, both legal and illegal, because there is a common thought pattern rather, among both the left and the right, that this is who we believe we are as Danes. So there are certain things that are untouched, and now they're arguing over taxes or the amount of benefits they give out, things that are acceptable in society. And in Denmark, the right does not want to roll back welfare benefits as they believe in their welfare state. So there's certain merits to what they believe politically is to be Danish. We do not have that in America, unfortunately. There are signs that certain places are coming out with certain ideas, and we're going to have more different styles of government. I think ultimately the two biggest things that we're going to sit there and see when it comes to how we are going to govern both red states and nationally are two biggest things. One, which is state contracting. This is the most powerful force any state has. The ability to weaponize a state contract, like West Virginia, not a rich state, did when it came to ESG. It got a major bank to change an ESG policy by attaching a state contract to ESG platforms. So if states like Texas were to sit there and say, hey, we're not going to do any tech programs with any companies that outsource workers to India or any companies that do CRT in their private organizations. Major states with major economies have a huge ability to change both corporate culture and a lot of local culture as well. And then secondly is going to be our civil rights laws. Our civil rights laws is how a lot of things are being broadcasted and changed. Everything is through a civil rights lawsuit. The change of what civil rights has gone through from the 60s until today, as Christopher Caldwell mentioned in his brilliant book, Age of Entitlement, is really the catalyst of the Second American Constitution. Everything that comes with the guise of civil rights is where all of our cultural fighting has come from. So I think depending on where that goes federally and how the states weaponize state contracting is where we're going to go as a country. I know that sounds like an incredibly complicated answer, but that's kind of what I think.
No, it's complicated. All right, finally, give me some good news, because we had elections in Texas on May 6th, on Saturday. I'm ashamed to say it was me and like 4 old people voting in there. There were less than 2,000 people voted in my town. But anyway, what happened? Because my guy lost on Saturday.
Well, I'm not going to ask what town you live in, but so Republicans in general in Texas pretty much rocked it. They won the mayorship in major Democratic towns, Richardson, Beaumont. There was one other one. They took over the school board of Katy, Texas. I know where my PAC 1776 Project PAC was involved. We won every race but one in Tarrant County. We lost in Collin County, but we won big in Tarrant, which is a bigger, more important county. Especially one in Grapevine, Colleyville, where NBC News was doing endless stories about Christian nationalism. We won the majority there. I think it's a 6-1 majority now. So in general, and the Prop A lost in San Antonio, which would have legalized both abortion and pot use, but also more importantly, would have legalized small thefts for thefts under $100 or whatever. And it was voted down by like 80-20. It wasn't even close. So in general, it was a pretty good day in Texas. And if we continue to win school boards, win mayorships, win sheriff races, we gut the ability for the Democratic Party to create institutional forces and to create a real grassroots network in the state to deliver a statewide victory, which is their ultimate dream.
I love it. Ryan, appreciate you, man. I have great news. If you enjoyed that, I have a YouTube channel you can subscribe to. Whatever I do, it'll be right there on YouTube, so go subscribe today.